Hello, and welcome to Into the Fog, where we delve into the infinite horror of the entity's realm, in search of new additions to the unofficial horror Hall of Fame. Join us as we visit a sweet little northern English town, filled with many unique, weird, and wonderful characters. But take this as a warning. I'd stay away from the town's outskirts, especially near that old shop. The owners don't tend to like customers, especially outsiders. If they get to you, I'm afraid to say, you'll never leave. Introducing Into the Fog, Edward and Tubbs Tat Syrup, otherwise known as the Locals. The Locals come with a 24-meter terror radius and 110% movement speed, equipped with an ability allowing them to use each other to fend off outsiders, called Married Guardians. You enter the trial in control of Edward. Pressing the power button, you draw your crossbow with 3 bolts held maximum. Bolts lodge in breakable objects and survivors, and if collided with another object, the object is broken, shatters, and deals a health state to survivors within a 5-meter radius. Bolts are reloaded at lockouts. Survivors hit become injured by a health state and broken until the bolt is removed from their body, being removed upon entering the dying state automatically. Survivors can perform a self-heal action to remove a bolt from their body. If the action is cancelled before completion, the action begins to regress. Now, a duo wouldn't be much without its second half, would it? Pressing the secondary power button, you call Tubbs to your current location, as long as she is not already moving or in chase. Upon being summoned into the trial, she emerges from the nearest locker. Tubbs moves at 110% movement speed. Upon reaching her destination, Tubbs creates a 24-meter radius protection zone that causes her to make all objects within precious. While inside the zone, these objects, totems, chests, pallets, and hooks, have their aura revealed to you in white. Precious objects makes Tubbs more aware to the survivors over time as they interact. When Tubbs is fully aware, she alerts Edward to the location of the survivor with killer instinct during and chases them for a moderate duration, or until they are injured by either her or Edward. Summoning Tubbs to a location has a long cooldown, and after a chase she returns to the area she is to guard with a short cooldown. They are undeserving of your precious things. Their misuse irritates you. You shall teach them this with your first perk, Spoiled Goods. When a survivor depletes an item, you see their aura for 10 seconds. Items taken from chests have 9, 12, and 15 charges missing from them dependent on rarity. They won't be getting far with use of your second perk, No Escape. Gain a token for each unique survivor you hook. Lose a token when a survivor dies. Each token decreases the post-hit speed boost by 6, 8, and 10% up to a maximum of 24, 32, and 40%, dependent on rarity. Synergy with your opponent allows you to play off of them with your third perk, Hex Double Act. Whenever the obsession does any of the following actions, gain a token: escapes chase, cleanses or blesses a totem, stuns the killer, unhooks a survivor, or escapes the hook themselves. Each token increases the speed of break actions, the speed of regression on generators, and the rate of a survivor being sacrificed by 8, 9, and 10% per token. Most who the Tat Syrups encountered vanished without a trace. However, one man managed to avoid that fate, instead leading the townsfolk to burn down the local shop. Years later, a now older Benjamin Denton returns to Royston Vasey before a familiar fog swept him up and he awoke in a forest. Wherever he wasn't somewhere he'd be welcomed. You have witnessed the strange and unexplainable. You learn to overcome its confusion with your first perk, Paranormal Experience. You can no longer suffer the oblivious status effect. While in the killer's terror radius, you recover from the blindness and exhausted status effects 15, 30, and 45% faster dependent on rarity. Your second perk is Boon Homestead, a boon that calms the fog, creating a warm and sweet feeling. Press and hold the active ability button on a totem to bless it and create a boon totem. All pallets, vaulted or dropped within range while active, become blocked by the entity to interaction from the killer for 8, 10, and 12 seconds, or until the boon's effects end, dependent on rarity. You connect with the dead, sacrificing your own safety for otherworldly knowledge with your third perk, Invocation Seance. When in the basement near the circle, press the active ability button to begin the invocation, which takes 120 seconds to complete. During an invocation, your aura is revealed to all other survivors and they can join in, accelerating the process by 100% if they have an invocation equipped, by 50% if not. Once completed, the following effects apply. Survivors who entered the killer's terror radius see the killer's aura for 6, 8, and 10 seconds. You're exposed for the remainder of the trial. Whenever someone completes an invocation of any kind, you see the killer's aura briefly. And with that, we conclude our journey into the fog. Join us next time, which is sooner than you think. In fact, it might come so soon, you might blink and miss it. Farewell.